everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up. It is time to wake up and be alive. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Coach Meika.
Hi, how
Blessings,
are you?
everyone. Peace and blessings.
Good
Well,
morning, Teresa. Adam is in the building. Good morning, Facebookers. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your commitment and your love for Wake Up in this community. Community is so important. Good morning. Good morning. What an awesome way to wake up, right? With community. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I see Trina is in the building. Desiree, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Send this link out for those who are not on. Some people may have forgotten. Good morning. We are going to talk about design. Oh, that's like Crayola crayons to me. That's like play, play, play. Good morning, everyone. You might want to go get your notebooks and pen and water, whatever it is that you need, because we are about to rock. Good morning. Welcome, Grand Rising. Yo, Dean is in the building. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. I see Marie. Who else? Good morning. Janice. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up. If you're new, welcome to this community. It is awesome each and every day, not each and every day, actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For those who are new, we are on Wake Up. Welcome.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to just start out by saying I am not in the Crystal Raven this morning. I am in a hotel room. And so, I am so used to being with you all inside the Crystal Raven with Namaste, my Buddha that's normally next to me. And this morning I am in a hotel room, but without a doubt, I am here to serve and be here with you all. And so today, for those who don't know me, my name is Meika Joseph, and who I am and what I do for a living is I am a thought healer. For some who don't know what that is, everything that is created in the world, that telephones, computers, it all came from thought, right? And there are thoughts that get in our way of our effectiveness and moving forward. So what I do is I have one-on-one calls. I also do classes on healing thought. So that's what I do for a living. But a lot of people don't know, before I ever did that, before I ever opened up the Crystal Raven, which is my wellness studio, I interior design. That's what I did for a living. And I still support people sometimes, you know, when they ask me, Meika, I really need you to do this party for me, or Meika, please, can you come and help me with my house or whatever it is, right? And I'll come in and I'll give them some advice and or help them shop for what they need, or just you know, the floor plans of their home, help them, support them with that. But that's what I did. And the truth about that is that I actually, when I was young, I think I was in high school, I went to a school that there was a school in New York City that I wanted to be an anthropologist, right? I mean, an archaeologist, sorry, an archaeologist. And there was a program that taught students about archaeology. And we went to the museum on one of our class trips. And that changed everything. Like once I went into this museum, which was the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I saw those grand rooms from France, and the rooms are designed, and I was in the house of Egypt. I was like, this is what I want to do. And from that point on, I've always loved design. I've always loved, you know, color and furniture. And then it made me think about when I was even a little girl, I didn't play with dolls, right? So what I played with was I only wanted the house, the Barbie dream house. And what I would do would take, like, you know, wrapping paper from Christmas, and I would put that on the walls, and I try to put that on the furniture and redesign my dream house, my Barbie dream house. So it was probably already in me, even though I was saying I wanted to be an archaeologist. And so, you know, the universe guided me to the Met. And from that point on, I just loved furniture, love color, love fabric, love textures, and I've loved design. And so I went on to go to Parsons, and, you know, here I am today. I am the first Black African-American woman who's worked in Bloomingdale's in the Persian rug department. And there's another woman there, and her name is Olga Messiah. She's in the interior design department in Bloomingdale's, and she's the first African American woman who's actually worked in interior design, and she's still there. She's like gorgeous. Her name is Olga Messiah in Bloomingdale's, and we're the first two up in the building. And so I've managed interior design showrooms. I have worked in that field for almost 20 years of managing showrooms, and also working as visual designers on Good Morning America. And I also worked as a visual designer in major showrooms, like 70,000 square feet. So that's a lot to just share about my background on design. So when Shawnee asked me, Meika, we're having Artist Week, and I really want people to know about what you do in the art world. And Shawnee, if you could come on, Shawnee has actually asked me to decorate and design one of her, Shawnee, what exactly was it?
Sure.
Was it the,
It was the gala for our 10th anniversary. For those of you who don't know, maybe you only know the context of Wake Up Everybody, but Spirit of a Woman is the name of the business that I have that Wake Up is under. And when Spirit of a Woman was first adopted, it was to provide rites of passage experience for young girls between the ages of 12 to 16 and their families. And so when we reached a decade of providing that service, we wanted to celebrate in high fashion. So we had a huge culmination ceremony at the Brooklyn Museum, and then we wanted a gala as well. And so Meika was the designer of the space that we did the gala at, and it was Union Temple in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway, and did an exceptional job. You know, the theme was fire starters or girl on fire, and she had like she created an image or images of like flames. You can explain it yourself. It was
That's
awesome.
really important that you share that, Shawnee, because that's what people don't get, right? You had an intention, you
Yeah.
had a theme,
Yes.
right? And you said fire starter, right? Or something like that. It's along those lines, right?
Yes.
From your intention, that's very important about design, right? Be intentional. And that's what a lot of people don't know about design. It's like, yes, you know, when it comes to design, there really are no rules. You get to do what you want, right? You get to play with as many colors as you want. However, what we're going to discuss today is how to have balance in anything, intention and balance. Those are to me the key rules to any design, whether you're putting on clothes or whether you're designing your bedroom or whatever it is in life. Everything has balance, right? And intention. And so Shawnee came to me and she said that was the intention of the gala. And so I said, you know what? Okay. And because it was that intention, I looked for things that reminded me of a phoenix, right? Because I went from fire to phoenix, rising, right? Versus looking for literal flames. So what I found were these gorgeous fabrics, right? That what they were ombre of different yellows and orange and colors that would be in fire, right? And different blues. And each fabric was an ombre. And what I did was I cut strips and then we just stretched it on the stage in different variations and different styles. So it literally looked like flames or the phoenix was rising. And each placemat on the tables had the same kind of ombre colors of what fire would look like. And so we incorporated that. And so people really felt the essence of that, especially with the florals, the fresh florals. And one of the things that what I try to share with people when it comes to design is nature. Really follow nature. Like nature is the biggest and best teacher when it comes to design. Like everything, if you look at every flower, right, there's a green leaf. So that green is the balancer. The flower could be a multitude of colors, but that green leaf creates a foundation of color for the flower. So what stands out is the color of the flower because that green leaf is so deep, right? And now the color of the flower stands out. So we're going to get into it. And I want to know who has like design woes. Like they say, okay, you know, I don't know how to design my space, or I'm afraid of color. So let's jump into the community. Let's see who has raise your hand if you have a design question that has been like, oh my God, this has been troubling me. I need support in this. And Shawnee, you know, if nobody's raising their hand, you can pick on somebody.
Yes. So if they don't have a woe around it, what's an alternative so that we can make sure that others can speak on it? What do you want them to share?
Well, the thing about it, right, is that people always have this conversation that I'm not something, right?
Yes.
Or I'm not good at.
Right.
I'm not good at designing, or I don't have style, or I don't like my whatever,
Got that.
right?
All right. So I'm looking at Gina D. And I'm also looking at Kathleen Greeley, and I'm calling on Kathleen because she has a huge sense of style in reference to how she designs this landscape of her body. But I don't know how she translates that over into live space. So Kathleen, if you can unmute yourself, and I'm inviting you. Gina unmuted already. So Gina, if you would.
Okay, good morning. Good
Hi,
morning.
Gina. Good morning.
Morning. Again, I was trying to not answer. So yeah, you said like I am the person who says, oh, I don't know what to do in that room. I don't know what to, I'm not good with colors. I'm not good with
What room is
design.
it that you're
Every
saying,
room.
you know?
Every I am actually right now in the process of trying to.
You're on mute. You went on mute.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I'm trying actually for now, for the first time, I'm intentionally designing a room. My daughter moved out and I said, you know what? I'm going to design this room, her room into a new space. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun to try to set out with a vision and follow through because I'm
So what is
usually
the
that
vision?
person.
What is the
But
vision
for
that you
that
have?
room,
The vision is actually the intention.
okay. Okay, so for that room, it's supposed to be what I'm gonna make it into. It's sort of like a little she shed for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm trying to make it very comfortable, but I also want to make it a little luxurious, so I'm using like silver and I'm using like light blues, colors I usually stay away from. I'm usually more of a brown tone person, beige. If I'm going to add color, it's going to be yellow, maybe some brown or some rust, like just,
Got
sienna's just simple. So for me to do blue and silver, which is huge for me to do something like that.
it. Okay.
Um,
So
because
what is
yeah,
having you, that's great because there's something that's having you come out of your comfort zone, right? And move into something else, right? Which is the blue and silver, because normally you are somebody who likes earth tones. So, one of the things that people don't know, right, is that they all have, every human being has their own unique uh style, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be on trend, right? Like what the magazines say or show, right? Because most of us are people of color, and our design is not necessarily represented in those magazines, right? So we all have our own unique sense of style and flair and color, right? So there's something that has you say, okay, you know what? I'm moving out of my comfort zone and I'm going into blues and silvers, right? And so what is having you give up the earth tone and move into blue and silver? If you could label it into one word, what's having you move into the luxury, like you said,
um,
luxurious?
I got Renaissance. That's what
Okay.
that's what I would
That's the
say.
word that comes up,
Yep.
Renaissance, right? All right. So part of that now, and you want to use that word, right, as the intention for your design. So you're
Okay.
filtering, you're editing the things that you're choosing for your room, right, through Renaissance. Is it like, does this represent Renaissance? I don't know,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you see, that becomes an easier way for you to choose things and edit, right? Because that's the whole thing about being intentional. We can't put everything in one space. It's about mastering the edit, right?
Okay.
And how you master the edit is you use one intention to filter everything through, so that now it has a flow and a balance to the room. So
Okay.
see, we just worked with one word called Renaissance, right? And so
Right.
you might want to look that word up for yourself so that you could be grounded in it. So this is your Renaissance room, right? And what does Renaissance mean to you? What does
Rebirth.
it mean to you?
Rebirth.
Rebirth, right? So that room for you is going to be your rebirth, your Renaissance room. So everything that represents Renaissance, everything that looks like Renaissance to you, everything that you love that represents Renaissance to you, the room will start to have you will be connected, because now you're connected to your intention around the room. And so here's the thing about it, right? Most people say things like this: I'm not good at design, right? So anything that I am is creation. Now, have you practiced interior design?
No.
Is that
No.
something you practice? Exactly, right? So how can you be so hard on yourself if this is not something that you've practiced,
That's true. That's true. I get
right?
it. Yes.
Awesome. So one of the things I do when I work with a client is I have them pick out things that they love. Like I have them do a small vision board around the things that they love that has nothing to do with furniture. I don't want to see anything, not one piece of furniture on that vision board, right?
Okay.
Because what people tend to do is they tend to go towards the trend, right? And try to decorate their rooms around a trend versus decorating their rooms and designing their rooms around what they love. You get
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
So I would
Okay.
suggest you to, as you start in your room, to do that same thing. Do a vision board of the things that you love, that you think are Renaissance, that are rebirth, right? Do your bit. Don't put no furniture on there, because it's going to start to give you some insight on how you want to design that room.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for explaining that edit. I see it everywhere and everything that has to do with design or fashion. And I was wondering, why are they using edit? So now I get it. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Master the edit.
Master
And you
the
put
edit.
you master the edit, right? And you filter everything through that one word, that one intention called Renaissance and rebirth.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Kathleen.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Kathleen. So
Hi, Meika. How are you this morning?
I am awesome. So what is your design? Whoa. And do you have a design?
You have to tell me what, I want to know what that
like
word
a design
means.
whoa is
I'm
something
not
that
sure.
you're struggling with around designing your space.
Wow.
It could be
Well, I'm
not
working with
designing your space. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm working with a new color. I threw some aqua in the living room. That's a color that I've not worked with before, but I'm playing with that now. It's a big, just one,
Awesome.
I just have this nice sofa. Nothing else in the room is aqua though, so I got a lot of playroom.
Right. So the color on the walls are aqua.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that
Just the
correct?
sofa is aqua. The color of the walls, no, the color of the walls are gray and the sofa is aqua.
Got it. Okay, awesome. So the sofa is aqua.
Now, one of the things about seated behind him, for the first time in history, they were both women.
There is somebody off mute.
Yeah, I took care of it.
Okay. So one of the things about dominant colors like, you know, reds and yellows and aquas, when you want to play with color, is that you want the color of the thing that you bought. Let's say it's a sofa. Let's say it's, you know, a chair. You want it to stand out, right? And so how that stands out is we always use neutrals. We always use neutrals with those bold colors. Now, every room, it's one of the rules of design. Every room deserves a piece of black in it. I don't care if it's a black plant, a plant stand, because blacks, what they do is they ground the room, right? Neutrals also ground the room. So gray walls with an aqua sofa, that's also a neutral. And the pillows that you have on the sofa, you want those to be neutral, right? And you want because you want the couch to be the showstopper, right? And so when we use too many colors around a showstopper, the couch doesn't get as much attention, right? Because the eye is moving to all the colors. You get that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you're working great with that gray wall. Is it a light gray?
It is a nice, light, warm gray.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You have to really look at it to see. Yeah.
So I have I'm going to show you everyone some slides, right? On moving color and balancing color. So thank you, Kathleen. And then you can see through the slides what I'm talking about, because there is an aqua chair in there. I'm going to show you how to use neutrals. So John, if you can put up the slide.
So much.
So this is the reverse, right? So here we have an aqua wall. And if you can see in this room, right, you have the silver chandelier. One of the balancers of the ceiling is white, right? And so a lot of designers, what they're doing now is creating white walls and putting that aqua color or some bold color on the ceiling. So it's like, bam, that color is on the ceiling. A lot of people think that it shrinks the room, but it really doesn't when you understand how to balance. So you see what I was saying about every room deserves something black. Now, if you look at this room, what do you see? You see the frame, right? The frame behind the bed, that's black. And the knobs on the side of the nightstand are black as well. And they use this grass, right? This piece of art on the side wall, which is a neutral. The bedding is a light gray, right? And so is the fabric on the bench. And now they brought in two different types of textures. There's a velvet gray headboard, a darker gray headboard, and then there is a velvet gray fabric on the bench. So that's how we move color around, right? And so now what do you see? Who's the showstopper? The wall. When you come into this room, you're like, oh my gosh, this color, right? There's balance to it because we're bringing in nature with the grass, right? We're bringing in the foundation color, which is black, which is grounding the whole room with all. Now, if this room was just aqua and white, it wouldn't look this warm. It wouldn't look this inviting. So, John, if you can move to the next slide. Now, this is an awesome way as well. This is wallpaper. Wallpaper is back. Remember, like our grandmothers used to put up wallpaper with the fruits and the lemons and all kinds of wallpaper. Now this wallpaper has like evolved. There's wallpaper that does not stay on your wall. You can actually re-peel it off. They sell it at Lowe's. They sell it at Home Depot, and you don't need a steamer. You can actually just wet it and it peels back off. Now, say if you have a room and you know you want to add some flair to it, you can take some wallpaper, right, and put it behind your bed, and that becomes like your headboard. Having this texture and this color, that becomes like a focal point. You can take wallpaper if you don't have backsplash in your kitchen, and you can put that use that as a backsplash. This is a great way to put wallpaper in a small bathroom, right? Behind the sink, behind the mirror, your vanity mirror. It's a splash of color. I use wallpaper all the time. Another thing about wallpaper, if you're scared to put it on your walls, you could go to Home Depot. Lowe's has a great variety of different wallpaper as well. You can buy wallpaper, go to IKEA, right? Cut the wallpaper out and put the wallpaper in frames and then put that up, right? So there's so many different ways that you can play with wallpaper to add color and texture if you're afraid of painting walls. John, if you can go to the next slide. Now look at this slide, right? We have white walls, right? We have a wood console, and it stands out because of these, this is mohair stools, right? So who gets to show off? The stools, even though there's white walls behind there and you see the gold candles up above. What stands out mostly are the stools. So that black, again, is a grounding in a room. It grounds the room, whether it's black, whether it's green. It has to have like a deep richness to it to actually bring the room grounded down. It doesn't matter what color the room is. When you bring black into a room, it's just one of the design hacks that designers use to ground a space. John, if you could go to the next slide. Now, here we are again with aqua as well, right? So if you guys see, where's the black? right? The black is on the legs of the chairs. And what did they do? They used nature to bring in balance, which are the greens, which is the rug in the rug, right? And so who gets to stand out again? With all this light coming in, the one who stands out again are the chairs because they have all these neutrals. The walls are basically white. The walls are like an off-white, a cream, and then the molding is white, right? But basically the background is a neutral white cream color. But who stands out? The chairs, right? It's inviting. It makes you want to sit and have a conversation with your lady friends, right? And for tea or whatever you want to do. But this is and if you look at the floors as well, the floors are light gray, right? But you don't notice the floors as much because, again, the showstoppers are the teal aqua chairs, and there's still black in the room through the legs. John, if you could go to the next slide. So to the left of this slide, right? This slide here, this is from a company called Society 6, and they are so awesome. These 4 prints for $22.39, these are prints. They have thousands. These are artists from around the world who submit their art, and they make everything from these prints. So this print of the woman Roses Bloom by Frank Moth to the right, that corner, that print can actually become a shower curtain. That print can actually become a bedding, like a duvet cover. So they take people's art and then they make a multitude of things out of it. And so Society 6 is very inexpensive, and it's a very awesome way to be creative and fun. It's like Crayola crayons. It's so awesome. And you can use these prints in different ways to bring color into a room, bring fun, bring texture into a room. No, Society 6 with the number 6. So it's literally not spelt out 6, is the number 6. So it's Society and then the number 6. Yes, so much fun for kids' rooms, for your living room, for your bathroom. Move texture and movement and color all around the room. And this is a great site to get that from. And so on the right side of the page, right, these are neutrals. These pictures I took yesterday at Target, right? And I'm staying in a hotel right now, so I'm not at the Crystal Raven. And I was walking around and I went into Target and I was like, oh, look, neutrals. You see the green is a foundation. So there are people here who are awesome with green and like green thumb and having plants in their house. But if you don't, that plant is a fake plant and it's in Target for $49 right now. These pillows to the right of me, these pillows are textured. They're like linen type. Some of them are like crocheted. And so if you're doing bold colors on your furniture, you want to do neutrals on your pillows. And even if you do another pillow that has some, some flair to it or some color to it, also just introduce another neutral pillow to balance out that pillow that has all the flair. So that's it with the slides. So I want to get back into the community and see if anyone has questions about anything that I just shared about color, neutrals, black in the room. So raise your hand. Shawnee will pick on you. Not literally. Shawnee, I see.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, it's Abimbola who has something she wants to share.
Sure.
So, go ahead, sis.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
My problem, like say
you don't have problems.
I have a dresser, and I'm a collector. I have a lot of earrings and So I have earring stands and stands for my bracelets and stuff like that. So it's the clutter, because I
Awesome.
see y'all have so much, it's so simple, but I need everything on my dresser.
So you can't read the title because of the lighting here. This book is awesome, right? And so this book is called The Home Edit.
Okay.
The Home Edit. You can download it. You can go and buy it at Barnes and Nobles. You can buy it on Amazon. It's called The Home Edit. This book is like the ABCs of letting you know how to edit your home, how to organize your clutter, right? And so they are awesome with, you see like this, I don't know if you can see it. This is a closet.
Yes.
And what they do is they tell you exactly where to buy the items, exactly how many items that you need, how many bins, and how to store from your closet to your actual drawer, how to color coordinate everything so that it looks organized. Yeah, so this book here is, and the beautiful thing about The Home Edit, they have a show on Netflix called The Home Edit. And you can literally go on Netflix and watch what they do. And people hire them to come. And most of the things that they buy is from the Container Store. Most of the things
okay.
how to buy in this book, like 99% of it is from the Container Store. If it's not from the Container Store, it's from TJ Maxx, and they tell you where to buy it. So this is a drawer of like pencils, and they show you how to organize it, how to organize your junk drawer. They even show you how to organize your junk drawer and how to label things. So how to even organize under your sink, right? So this is under somebody's sink. And they tell you literally, and even if you look at the here, it's all color coordinated. So everything is about mastering the edit. So this book here is awesome. It's called The Home Edit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, and does anybody else? Thank you. Shawnee, anybody else? I see Stacy's hand up.
Stacy, I think we have 3 in here today. So which Stacy is it? Is it
Stacy
Stacy?
McLean.
I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
This one. Grand Rising, Queens and King John Call. How are you? Okay, so the other kings that's in the space. I'm sorry.
Stop, I'm sorry.
Stop. I'm sorry. The other kings in the space. Excuse me. So this is what question I have that I'm excited about. So it's spring. Spring is here. So when new seasons come, right? So my space now, I'm just like, oh, so spring is here. I love my yellow curtains, which was also suggested by yours truly, Miss Meika, that's in my home. Now, right, when you just mentioned the neutral pillows, and you said like neutral pillows, when there's other colors that's in the back, like bolder colors in the background, like my couches are that deep, like reddish, brick reddish. So what I thought of when I saw those neutral pillows were, I want to bring light colors for the space, like the curtains. I want to do something like white, but white, but neutral linen. Is that going to look
one
too
of the
drab?
things about your space, right? And I can speak to you personally because I've been in there a million times, is Stacy has these deep red sofas, right? And a lot of us have seen Stacy do her yoga session in the Wake Up community, right? And pranic healing in the Wake Up community. And so one day she was on and I was like, I'm done with those curtains. You got to get yellow curtains. I'm done with them. Get these yellow curtains. I went immediately on Amazon, found them, sent them to her, and she got them, right? And so we see them today when she does her session. So what if you want to bring spring in? One of the things I would do. Now, I love, me personally, I love canvas, right? I love linens and I love fabric. So I used to buy canvas from the fabric store, right? And paint them. Like Stacey, remember, and putting them, the blue and white curtains. that were inputting them. So that was canvas that I bought. I bought 3 yards for each window, right? And I painted these large white stripes, right, on the canvas. So the canvas that I bought was blue. And then I painted these, I just taped it off, measured it and taped it, and literally put latex paint on the canvas. And so what latex paint on canvas looks like, it almost looks like leather, right? Like the part that's painted looks like leather. So it looks textured. But what I would do with you, Stacey, is probably do like a linen fabric. And you can also tie dye the bottom of the fabric a spring color, right? To bring a little bit more color. So it's not so bland on on the curtain.
That sounds good, actually, because I actually tie dye. And that sounds really pretty. So I'm thinking just now what the thought I had was, oh boy, I gotta do work, right? So that's the first thing.
No, you don't, because see, the theme is if what I'm saying is I would tie dye the top, right? So that when visually you see a little bit of color, it's still a neutral, but there's a little bit of color at the top, not the bottom, right? But you can actually go on Amazon, you could go on not Home Goods, you can go to Home Depot. Home Depot has a whole furniture line that most people don't even know about, right? They don't just sell tools, they have a whole line. Wayfair is another awesome place to get, and you can look for ombre curtains, ombre linen curtains, ombre, what's the other word? What's the word for it when it's
graduated?
Yes. Right. And you can look for that, and you can go to Google and look for it. And then all of those curtains will come up, and whatever color that you want, whether you want it to be neutral linen with red on top, or neutral linen with yellow on top, right? Or white.
Okay, that's
right.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm getting excited because now I'm thinking of like the actual linen, and what's been my color for like over the year has been like aqua, turquoise. It's keep coming to me, and that's what we were talking about this morning. Like it's like turquoise, aqua. So maybe everybody needs some yemaya in their life. The great mother is like, I'm up in everybody's house. So with that, what I'm thinking about is having that at the top. And then I could play with other things. When you were speaking to Gina, like play with other things that I like. Like I love the ocean. So anything that's like seashells and just like anything that's like those kind of like refreshing things, it makes me feel really good that I'm surrounded by those. So I guess like those are things that I would look for.
That's a great thing, right? Because if you want, right, you can literally put seashells on your curtains. Like you could literally put carry shells like on the curtain, right? You could put them on the side.
Oh, that's nice.
On the bottom, whatever. You could be creative with it, right? You could go to the beach and go get sand and put sand in just clear jars, right? And put like aqua beads in the sand with shells to bring color, because that's very important to know how to move color around a room. So it's not stagnant in just one area.
Thank you. Sounds like I need to build a shelf too. Thank you.
Yes.
So Meika, I would love to inject something into the space that I know is connected to who you are as well. And that's spiritual spaces that amplify who you are as a spiritual being. I remember with Jacqueline, and I don't know if you helped her with this, I think you did, but she had a room that she wanted to create sacred space in. And we watched over the course of weeks or months that space morphize, whatever the word is, shift and change.
You're the wordsmith, girl.
Sometimes I make up words. So I would love for you to speak on that, because you are a spiritual person. You have designed spaces for people to come and experience. So I'd love how you approach that.
So awesome that you bring that up, Shawnee, because that's what we're going to get into next, right?
Awesome.
So you're right on time.
Okay.
Really understanding the balance. So the title of this was about, designing your exterior from your interior design, right? And the interior design is your intuition, your imagination that every single human being has. We are so used to being in the I'm not, right? Versus being in what we actually love. Like Stacey just said, I love, shells and I love aqua, right? And so what we do is we are afraid of what we love. We think it's going to be either too much or it's not going to be like somebody else. And so, or like, that's why I keep saying on trend, right? What does that mean? On trend? Does on trend have anything to do with who you are spiritually? Right? So what you see in a magazine, people come and they go, oh, I don't want anything to do with the design process, Meika, just go do it. And I won't work with them, right? Because that's what I love. That's not necessarily what you love, right? And I don't want to design a space just off of my taste versus without your intention in that space. Because now you're living in my intention versus your own. One of the things that I realized how I knew coaching and thought healing was the next path was because every client that I've ever worked with before that, I was coaching them before I was a coach, right? Before I knew I was a coach, because it was really about what they really loved. And I was honest with all my clients, even when I worked in showrooms, they would say, you know what, I'm just going to buy that piece. And I would tell them no, even though that was my commission. This is the piece that you would need because this is more of who you are versus let me sell you this piece because it's $10,000, right? And I know I'm going to get a 10% commission versus this is who you are. And that piece of who they are might have been $600, right? Versus the $10,000. So I started to move into this spiritual path and design, because when you go to school for design, it's all about the rules. It's all about people don't have taste, right? And you're the master of taste and they need to listen to you versus them having their own expression and their expression being in that room of who they are spiritually, right? So they can actually be connected to their space. So many women, there's something with women and their homes, right? And so many women are unhappy in their homes because they have not taken the time out to really get grounded and balance themselves with who they are and what they love. And that is so super important, right? That you understand. That's why when I do the vision board, I don't want a piece of furniture on it. I want your vision. I want to see your imagination. I built an entire apartment on right at the Verrazano Bridge. So the woman's view out of all her windows is the Verrazano Bridge, right? And when I looked, what she told me is that she wanted purple, right? And when I looked at her vision board, there was not one purple thing on her vision board. So I said, where did you get this purple idea, this deep, dark purple idea from? And she was like, oh, Architectural Digest, they said that purple is like the new, like the new black and the new white, right? And I said, what does that have to do with you? The new purple and the new, like, what does that have to do with you? Because I don't see purple anywhere in your vision, anywhere in your imagination, right? All I see is blues, like these soft blues and these sand colors, like these neutrals and black and white photography. And we built the entire apartment around black and white photography and like these light blues. And she loves her space even till this day. And that was years ago because she's grounded in her space. So it's really important. So with Jacqueline, she was in a class, one of my classes called The Art of Creation. And she wanted to create her room. And so she created her room around an intention, which was a spiritual room for her. And she created her room around everything that she loved. And, she found the balance in that. I think that was her daughter's room. And then it ended up being, now it's her writing's room. where she writes at, you know, in her meditation room. So it's very important for us to get grounded in who we are and stop coming from the space of who we're not. I'm not good at. Do you get what you're creating just from that sentence? I'm not good at cooking, right? It's not that you're not good at cooking. You know, I remember when we first started with Wake Up, Monica Dennis was on, right? And she discussed something about practice. Now, you know, one of the things that I do with my clients is we kick out the word I'm not, whatever, right? Or I'm bad at cooking. I'm bad at putting on makeup, right? And what we transform that into is more so, I have not practiced that. See, when you start to see that you have not practiced interior design or you have not practiced diet, right? Most people say, I'm not good at, or I'm bad at, you know, fitness. No, you just haven't practiced it, right? Luxury, I'm luxury. Have you practiced luxury, right? So you want to start to see for yourself, your insecurities come from what you're actually programming yourself to say about I'm bad at. You get that? So Shawnee, if you could pick on someone or pick someone to get into this conversation with me about what they think they are bad at.
Okay, let's see where we're going. Because I know anybody can answer this question.
Absolutely.
So, Afriye, if you are willing and able, please unmute yourself. And let me see who else is up in here. Ariane, if you can unmute yourself too. All right, Afriye is unmuted. Meika.
Hi,
Good
Afriye.
morning. Hi.
So what is the thing that you say that you're bad at? Because now we're working on the interior design.
Oh, I'm bad at telling people exactly how I feel because I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right.
So either I'm left or I'm all the way right.
So balance.
Yes.
Right. And editing, right, your communication so that your communication is effective over there with them.
Yes.
Got it. So it's really important. Have you practiced that?
I am practicing that.
Where are you practicing? Where are you learning it from to practice it?
I tell myself, okay, if you was to say this to yourself, how would you feel?
Mm-hmm.
And then I work around not being so hard because I can be very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So I am working around being more gentle to people when it's something that I'm just not, I'm not down with. Like, no, it's been too long. Get this done or this is going to happen.
Awesome. So what do you fear? What do you fear is going to happen?
I think I'm going to hurt someone's feelings.
Mm-hmm. And then if you hurt their feelings, what's going to happen?
They're not going to like me.
There it goes. That's what you truly fear.
Mm-hmm.
People not liking you.
Mm-hmm.
So can you see, it's not just about the communication, right? It's about people not liking you. So that transfers into everything. Right? That's your ego's concern all the time of people not liking you. You get that?
Yeah, I got it.
So that's a lie. All fear is a lie. Fear is a liar. All day, every day, and it will always lie to you.
Yes, false evidence appearing real.
Right. So what is false evidence? False evidence is the lie. What is appearing real? Appearing real is the deception. So in that case, when it comes to designing, right, the interior of your life, then you start to see how you're editing your life out of fear, not out of love.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is you, but a lot of people have designed their space out of, will people like it?
Oh, okay. I don't
They
do, I
dress.
used to do that.
They dress. I'm not saying you. I'm talking to you and community, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So people dress. Will people like it? Right? Out of fear that that people won't like it. And this is just not for you, but it's for I'm speaking to the entire community.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start to practice love, everything is about practicing and editing through love, right? So I love these earrings. I just got them yesterday for y'all. Right? But before it's for this show, it's for me because I love it. Everything gets filtered through, I love it. Right? And it starts with, I love it. And then I find the balance for it in my life. Because everything that I love, listen, I love fried chicken. I love Chunky Monkey ice cream. Stacy put me onto that. I'm addicted, right? I love cookies, oatmeal cookies. Now, if I had all of that in one night, I might be sick, right? All of these loves in one, I find the balance. I love it all, but it still gets filtered through balance. So what I mean about practice, right? I wasn't born a communicator, right? Listen, my mother was a yeller, right? If I had to just depend on where I came from, right? I'd be a hot mess. And so I had to go read books. I had to go into self-development programs. I had to learn how to practice communication. I had to learn how to practice interruption. Even with my coaching, everything about my coaching is years of practice. So we don't have doubt in tying our shoes, do we? There's nobody's going tying their shoes saying, you know what, I don't think I'm really good at this, right? They just go down there and they tie their shoes, no doubt there. They tie their shoes with no doubt because they've practiced it for so long. And so you become a master at tying your shoes. So we are so hard on ourselves because whatever it is that we're not practicing, we have it that we're inadequate. It's not that you're inadequate, you didn't practice it. So guess what? I haven't practiced brain surgery, right? So, right, because I haven't practiced that, I wouldn't be the most effective at brain surgery because I haven't practiced that. For me, I do so much research on something that I'm interested in. And I play with my imagination. And I go, you know what? Let me learn about that. I become a student again. And so human beings are so scared of not knowing and people knowing that they don't know. It's okay to not know because that means that you are open and you are in the world of wonder, right? And you get to play. So practice, practice, practice. If you're not practicing something, then there you go. You don't have to have it on your list. Instead of saying, I'm not good at cooking, I haven't practiced cooking. And it gives you a little bit of freedom for you to take on for yourself. Like, you know what? Let me start YouTubing some recipes. Let me practice how to make some curry chicken, right? Or how to make curry shrimp or whatever it is that you eat, right? There are vegan chefs out there on YouTube. Let me practice this technique so I could become a master of it for myself. Do you get that?
Yeah, I totally get it. I need to just work on my balance when speaking to people.
Right. And find resources.
Okay, got it.
For some reason, my screen just went black. Am I still on?
Yes, you are still on.
Okay, here we go. We're back on. Right. Don't be afraid of resources. Don't be afraid to go and find a book on communication. Don't be afraid to read about boundaries and learning how to have boundaries and balance for yourself so that you could become a master of communication or a master of your own balance. Don't be afraid of resources. You got that?
Yes, I totally got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else, Shawnee?
Shawnee said, for me, Arian.
Yes. Arian.
Who?
It's Arian.
Hi, how are you? So what do you say that you're bad at? I'm bad at.
I don't want to replicate what she said because I'm much in the same area, but because we already covered that in this space, I'm bad at setting boundaries and sticking to it.
Awesome. And so I'm going to touch on that in 1 second, but I just want to say for those who have to go, it's 8:02. I want to say thank you for your participation and listening to us today and listening to me. And we love you. Please come back on Sunday. So thank you for those who have to leave at 8 o'clock. So you say I'm bad at boundaries, right? Have you practiced boundaries? What do you know about boundaries? Do you know anything about boundaries?
I've only recently learned about boundaries. Probably as close to this during quarantine. So no, I haven't practiced. I haven't had many opportunities to practice it.
Right. And so sometimes with certain practices, we got to study. There's an amazing book. I can't remember the author's name, but literally it just says boundaries on it, right? You could Google it, just says boundaries. And that book is awesome, back to front, on using techniques to understand boundaries. But you got to understand you and what is the fear, right? What is the fear? Because we are redesigning our lives. And in order to redesign the interior of who we are, we have to see what dust bubbles and what rotten wood is under and what drywall needs to be replaced, right? It's gut renovation. So most people, let me explain, most people want to change how they are. So change is not effective. Transformation is. So how have you seen HGTV when they do the transformational interior design shows?
Yeah.
Right. So what do they do mostly? They gut renovate. See, change is like moving your bed from one side of the room to the other side of the room, right? You changed it. But transformation is like your bedroom now becomes the kitchen. Right? It's a gut renovation. And normally when we gut renovate, we find all kinds of debris in the background.
Yeah.
Right? Busted pipes, old pipes. That's what fear is in the interior design. So because you have no boundaries, or you're saying that you're bad at boundaries, right? What do you fear? Fear is a leaky pipe that will destroy your house. What is the fear around boundaries?
I fear that I fear disappointment Or I fear disappointing them.
You fear disappointing. And if you disappoint them, then what? What is it? What will happen?
They won't be around. They'll leave me.
They'll leave you, which is a word for that is rejection.
Rejection.
Big time. Most people, most human beings fear rejection. Now, if they reject you, will you die?
No.
You won't, right? So what happens is that human beings, and I've shared this on Wake Up a few times, is that human beings have collapsed fear and danger, right? They think that fear is dangerous. And once you tell your brain that something is dangerous, your cells won't move towards it. Your brain says that's dangerous. So if you fear, let's say you fear communicating or you fear speaking in public, right? And you have that speaking in public is dangerous, or you have that they don't like you is dangerous, right? If that's danger, as soon as you go to speak in public, you'll start to sweat, you'll start to feel uncomfortable, you'll start to have a physical reaction. That's your cells stopping you, trying to stop you from danger. Now, somebody coming after you with a gun, that's dangerous, right? But somebody rejecting you, you won't die.
Yes.
So if they reject you, then can you see that that's just not the alignment?
I can see it better now. But in the moment, sometimes I don't see it.
Of course. So one would have to practice distinguishing that rejection is not dangerous. I won't die. And I get to be awakened that that's not alignment. If they reject me. But you have to practice it. So what part of the work, some of the work that I do is out loud, speaking out loud, because in here, this is not reality. What's reality is out loud, hearing yourself say it. So I want you to say out loud, right? I won't die if I'm rejected.
I won't die if I'm rejected.
Say it again.
I won't die if I'm rejected.
Say it again.
I won't die if I'm rejected.
How does that feel in your body?
It feels foreign, but good. Is that
right.
the statement?
Because now you're reprogramming, right? You're reprogramming the brain to understand, oh, rejection won't kill me. You see, if you fear rejection, that means you fear playing full out even for yourself, going after your dreams because you don't want to be rejected. It's not just about the people. If you fear rejection everywhere. Now, when you start to say for yourself, oh, if I don't get that opportunity, I won't die. It's an opportunity for me to go at it again because I won't die. You got to keep telling your brain it's not dangerous. I won't die. Oh, I could put that orange color on my wall. I won't die. If I don't like it, I won't die. I can change it.
Yes. I'm writing.
Somebody no. Because guess what? They won't die.
Yes. I'm writing it out many times on a sheet of paper.
Right. But you got to say it.
And say it.
Not just reading that inside your head. It won't work. I tried. It won't work. You got to say it out loud so the vibration of your voice has a frequency. You ever like talking to a mic and you see the thing go up and down? That's your frequency. Each word has a frequency. So your cells respond to frequency. So when you say out loud, rejection will not kill me. I will not die with rejection. If someone rejects me, my idea, I still won't die. You got to say it out loud to remind yourself and to wake your cells up and to wake your brain so your brain knows, oh, that's not dangerous. We don't have to use fight, flight or freeze because it's not dangerous.
I won't die if I'm rejected.
You won't. And so your practice, right, for your new interior design of your life is to practice your boundaries, to practice speaking out loud, to practice reminding your brain that you won't die if you're rejected. If you don't practice it, right, it's just another insight. It's just another, oh, Meika gave me good advice. But advice don't mean anything if you're not practicing it.
Absolutely true. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You got it?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
All righty. There's a hand raised. It's Teresa Scott.
Now, how are we going to not have Teresa talk today? Come on now.
Hi,
Come
Miss
on,
Meika.
Teresa. Come
Hi,
through.
family. I've been dealing with clutter, and I actually signed up for a class about how to deal with clutter. And so when the lady was talking, she was describing.
We can't see you. Your whole finger's in front of your.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I took a class. I signed up for a class yesterday on clutter, and so she was talking about what you say doing clutter, and I was like, oh gosh, she knows me very, very well. It's like she's been in my house, and so I felt good that I was able to be okay with taking the class, because I feel like once I get rid of the clutter, that everything that I need will flow in. So I'm not afraid to say that I'm a hoarder, and I don't and I think that me lying to myself all these years and saying that it was okay, it's not okay. And so I've been afraid to deal with my junk, and so I took a class.
Awesome.
I started listening to it. They had these specials, and I thought I had missed the class, and the universe just gave it back, where I got it back at the same low price that I got it yesterday. And so I'm just excited, because I was trying to work on another project, wasn't working, but I said, Teresa, Spirit said, Teresa, go find something else to do until you can do what else you want to do. And so that's my new attitude. Is like, I'm not going to allow, and I talk to myself out loud all the time. People probably think people probably like, she's crazy. I don't know, but your words that you say, speaking out loud, helps me.
Awesome.
I'm a witness to that.
So, Teresa, I want to touch on clutter, right?
Yes.
And this is not just for you, this is for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And, I want to have people who are dealing with clutter understand or relieve some pressure off of themselves, right? And a lot of the trauma that we've gone through, or a lot of the trauma that we go through, comes from a lot of ancestral trauma as well, right? And so, if your family have struggled with finances, and it's felt like, we didn't have enough, because that's been a lot of, we didn't come from much, money don't grow on trees, just not being able to get the dress that you wanted when you was a young girl or a young boy, things like that. We have been traumatized with things, right? Not being able to have things throughout history. We've watched people, and we've watched things, magazines, television, luxurious things, people coming from all of these different spaces. And what it did was, it had us feel like if you didn't have it, it had you feel like you didn't have enough. And so when you get the means and you get the opportunity to buy something, right? You're like, oh, this is mine. Oh, I can get this for myself now. I have this for myself now. I have this for myself now. This and this and this and this and this, and then it becomes clutter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so we as human beings, and a lot of people of color, a lot of people who have come from poverty, we struggle with things, right? Because we came from context called there's not enough, there isn't enough. So when we get the means to get what we want, we do it big time. We go all out, right? And we have no edit because it's just I want. And then what happens is, because it came from fear of not having, remember, fear is a liar, right? It's the busted pipes in the wall. And because it came from fear, we have a hard time letting it go. We have an attachment to the things, right? Because it means something that I have this thing now. This thing has so much meaning, from pins to crayons to headbands to bobby pins to, right? Because we're so afraid, it's still coming from fear of being without. And so that's the clutter of the mind. That not having enough clutters the mind, and it clutters the house. It clutters the exterior. Not being enough clutters the mind, it clutters the heart, and it clutters the exterior, right? So even if you have it that you're not, it might be coming from I'm not enough, right?
Yes.
Having that conversation. So we buy things to overcompensate that I'm not enough conversation. And this conversation is not just for Teresa. This is for everybody who is dealing with hoarding or clutter in any kind of form or fashion, whether it's clothes, whether it's your junk drawer, whether it's your car, right? It's coming from some kind of enemy thought, and I call them enemy thoughts. They're enemy thoughts from scarcity, from some form of scarcity, which is fear. And fear is a lie. You are not operating from scarcity. This universe is abundant. And as much as we say that, we got to know it in our hearts, right? But if the mind is cluttered, then the exterior is going to be cluttered. So you got to work on that lie of it's not enough. Being afraid of letting go of the attachment to the thing, because the thing is saying to yourself, like, I got this thing. I finally was able to buy that dress for myself. I was finally able to buy the 100th earring, right? Because in high school, Shaniqua, she had the big bangle earrings, and I wasn't able to get the big bangle earrings, right? The door knockers and the puff earrings. So now that I got a job, I'm buying every earring that I want, all coming from fear-based conversation.
That's true.
So you get that?
No, mine definitely comes from I'm not enough. It's really not about, because my parents wasn't, they didn't have stuff, but it was really feeling like I'm not good enough. And so
right. It either comes from I'm not enough, yes, or we didn't have enough. Right.
Yeah,
that's where clutter comes from.
Not feeling not enough. Yeah, thank you for bringing up that part, because it definitely is about that.
Right. And that's the fear enemy thought. That is the enemy thought that clutters your mind, that will clutter your heart and clutter your space.
Right. And it has really controlled my life so much. But I'm just tired of looking at it. I just hate. I don't feel peaceful when I feel peaceful in my place, but I just want to have, like, oh my God, what a beautiful, awesome place, and it's not filled with a whole bunch of stuff. So I just want a beautiful place.
Awesome. So I have you in my fear class, and part 2 is coming up on May 27th. I'm having a part 1 for anybody who has, because all this stuff, I'm not enough, all of that comes from the enemy thought of fear. And so part 1, I'm doing again for those who missed it. And that is going to be happening on May 13th. And so if you missed it, join this fear class. It's $25. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, and you'll be able to register there. And for those who are going to do part 2 is about the reprogramming your mind, fixing the pipes that's going on in the interior so that it can show out into the exterior, right? But we gotta gut renovate the fear. And the part 2 class, which everybody can join, whether you did it last month or whether you do it May 13th, you could join the part 2, which is going to be on May 27th, right? And both links will be on my Facebook page and you can register there. And we will deal with the gut renovation of the interior and then move into, right, redesigning, reprogramming from love, right? So thank you, Teresa. Shawnee, is there anybody else? Do we have space for one more person?
Yes, let's do it.
But before we go, Shawnee, before we go to the next person, what are you getting? I want to hear your voice.
Sure. I will start by saying this, and it's all in divine order. Years ago, and it has to be at least 7, I was working with someone who was also in the space of being a designer and spoke to them about this concept of interior design, like the makeup, the reconfiguration of your internal state. And the person was fearful about taking the concept on. So, here it is. I've talked about it since then with different people, but here it is showing up in this space. I know that what's the terminology used for the thought?
Enemy thought?
Enemy thought. My enemy thought comes up when I start thinking about having a Black son and what might possibly happen to him out there in the streets of Brooklyn or wherever he may be traveling. Because my son, when confronted, especially by authorities, pushes back and sounds off verbally and postures like spoiling for a fight. And because I've already lost one child, my enemy thought is like, what kind of mother loses another child? Like if that happens to me, that they're not only will I be like, oh my gosh, I lost my child, another child, but also making it about me. Like it means that there's something deficient about myself if something happens to him that's that extreme. And I'm like, what would take me there? So it's ego based, and I know, and I don't use your terminology that it's I know it's an enemy thought or a thought that just does not have any space inside of my interior, but to not name it, like you said, speaking out loud, is to pretend that that's not brewing in me. And that worry and guilt and shame, it's debilitating. And so when I think about, there's a 4th one to the trauma response: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. My immediate response in that type of space is to freeze, which is so unlike me. Like I'm a action
responder. You're a responder.
Yeah. So in reference to this thought about the possibility of losing another child, I go into paralysis about it. It's, my natural inclination is to fight, but I go into freeze mode around the thought of it, which is not real. It's a thought. But it becomes the enemy, it shuts me down, and then I become hyper vigilant and checking in with my son because he's staying with my uncle. I called him yesterday. I didn't talk about this directly, but it was in the airspace for me because I had talked about it earlier in the day. So that's what comes up for me immediately when you ask me what I'm getting is the enemy thought, the interior design. Like I don't have time.
How is redesigning? The enemy thought is redesigning the interior now?
Yes, I do, because I work in trauma. So trauma, or the perception of trauma, sometimes we're not in a space of danger at all. Like, the reptilian brain has you be ready for the dinosaur that comes. I totally know that. But I know that when I operate from a space of this unreality, that it's restructuring my brain, how I negotiate space with my son, how I negotiate airspace, because this is in the back of my mind and it impacts my work. Whether it's very at the forefront of my mind or not, that's in the airspace, and it's also in my internal space. And so it's going to disrupt something on some level, whether I'm conscious of it or not. But I wanted to say this out loud because I conjured up that fear. It has some basis for reality because Black and brown men are being killed. But I'm just like, yo, if you talk this up, as powerful as you are, like you said, me and words, this shit is going to happen. Or it may not be death, but near death experiences. So I'm like, shut that down. But it's a process of reconfiguring and redesigning. I know for that particular thought, because I have the reality of losing a child. Right. So that's all there for me as we unpack these conversations.
So I just want to say thank you for that level of vulnerability, right? About being a mom of losing a child, and then being a mom of a child who is dealing with defiance, right? As a way of being, and the impact on you, and how that enemy thought is redesigning the structure in your cells, redesigning your mind, right? Which is designing the exterior, right? Is actually designing, because you're physically calling your son, like checking in, is designing things on the exterior, and we don't get that. And so that enemy thought, and this is what we did in the fear class, right? That enemy thought is in the subconscious, right? It trains the subconscious, and we manifest from the subconscious, right? And so if the subconscious believes the enemy thought, it sends out a frequency so it could be right about the enemy. That's how impactful. And then you really designed the exterior circumstances from the subconscious thought.
Yes.
Right. And so fear is so defined. It is defined. We know it. We can speak about it. We say, I'm fearful of this, blah, blah, blah. But we have to define. Fear has no power. We have to, just as powerfully as we defined fear, we have to powerfully define that higher energy, that higher being, right? That higher form that creates all things. That actually has to win out over fear. That is what you have to you have to reconnect your subconscious to, right? And so everything is always working out for your son.
Ashe.
Everything is always working. If you have to say that 100 times a day, so your subconscious, because your subconscious doesn't have a sense of humor. Right? And so every time you say, everything's working out for my son every day in every way, right? With however he is, it's still always working out for him.
Okay.
Right? What that does is reprograms the subconscious for everything to work out for him. My girlfriend has a son who has gotten arrested, I want to say at least 15 times, and that boy ain't never spent a day in jail, because she has a strong subconscious that he is never going to jail.
Mm.
And he has defiance syndrome, right? And I can't tell you how many times that boy has gotten arrested, cars, no license, and he is still walking these streets today.
Right.
Because everything is working out for him. So it's about retraining and putting faith into everything's working out versus putting faith into fear.
Yeah. You know, I'm big on nuance. So in your interior design teachings earlier, you spoke about, I say nuance. So you were speaking about the injection of black in the space, and I didn't notice that the chair legs were black. You pointed that out, and then my eyes were trained there. I didn't notice the floor because of everything that was happening above the floor, but nuance is so key. So what you just shared is powerful about everything is working out for my son. And then that other piece that I shared with the group, which is I make it about me. So you said your friend's son got arrested 15 times, but never been in jail. And where my mind goes to as far as nuance is, what the fuck does that say about me to be a mother of somebody that goes to jail 15 times? Now, I'm not talking about your friend, I'm talking about me. So my son, they diagnosed him with oppositional defiant disorder. I know there's also depression as a clinician. And I don't want anything to happen to him, but I'm also thinking about what it means if something happens to him about me. So I'm just like, the nuance is not just declaring that all is well and he's safe. It's about me getting clear for myself that no matter what happens to him or what happened to my daughter, that I am a powerful, great, generative leader. It doesn't speak to my personhood because these things happen. And I'm not deficient as a mother because these things happen. This is freaking life and shit happens.
Right. And you're responding to it. I respond to life.
Right.
Right. I respond to life. I respond to life. I respond to life. I don't care if you have to say it a million times every day and it's part of your ritual. I respond to life. Life happens and I respond. Life is not a punishment. Life happens and I respond. Life is not a punishment. I had to get that for myself. you know, in my spiritual detox, right? About, I put it in my subconscious that I deserve to be punished, right? And so throughout my relationships with men, my relationships with my children, because I was sneaky, right? So a lot of the things that I did as a kid, or I did to people, they didn't even know about it. So I made it up and I put it in my subconscious that I deserve to be punished. Oh, this is God punishing me for the things that people didn't know about.
Right.
Right? That was a program. I had to delete that program. I had to purge that program. Right? And I had to kill off that fear that I deserve to be punished, because I was manifesting that in every way.
Yeah. You know, this stuff is deep. And this stuff is life, and I make stuff significant. And when I do that, I create or become a manufacturer of my own misery. So yeah, my children are not like, I'm trying to think of this piece. It's not coming to me clearly, but it's like, oh, I had 3. Okay, I lost 1. You can't afford to lose any other. I like to be engaged in that type of dynamic. First of all, it makes me operate like I'm all powerful. Like I get a say about what happens with my children's lives. Like there's so many levels to this. And so I'm grateful for the unpacking of this piece, and that I get to choose. I get to choose. Yeah. So
everything
thank
is
you.
always working out for you.
Yes.
Every way. My good comes to me every day and every week, and I give thanks.
Yes. Give thanks. Give thanks.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know if we got room for anybody else.
Amal has her hand up. I feel like you snuck me in, but
well, you know, that was absolutely perfect, because there is nothing. Are you hearing me? There's nothing in that is accidental. And for you to mention that was where I was sitting with when I was young, my grandmother. Oh my God, if my grandmother died, what am I going to do? I mean, I would actually go into crying fits like it already happened. Now that I'm an adult and my children are grown, it's my daughter. What's going to happen? She might be driving and she loves her little alcohol. She's going to get arrested. She's going to have an accident. And my spiritual leader, Aziz, said to me, just like God put you on your path and is protecting you, he is doing likewise for everybody else. And now I find that I can just let it go. You know, it'll all be in divine order. Whatever happens, he or she is on their path. And that's where I got the peace. That's where I got the peace. So, but thank you, because I had forgotten that I had that. Yeah, I mean, even recently. So with how you explained it, Meika, and how it was explained to me about how spirit works, it is just done. It's just done. God got him.
Life is going to happen, and we have the ability, and we want to be grateful and give thanks that we have the ability to respond. Everybody on this Zoom right now, they all jumped up. You all woke up this morning. You had the ability to respond, to wake up, to put on your computer, to get on this show. And we have the ability to respond. Life happens. This whole Zoom could just go off, and we have the ability to respond to that as well. You know?
Yes, ma'am.
So we want to give thanks that we have the ability to respond. You want to turn up your dial. You want to turn the dial up on your ability to respond. Thank you.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to have this work.
It is.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for being obedient to take it to another level where you can help us with our healing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you. Is there anybody else? We covered a lot between like colors and all kinds of stuff, black and balance and neutrals.
I just want to say thank you to Shawnee, because I have a son and I always be making up stuff in my head about my parenthood. And so this helped me so much to stop, looking at myself in a negative way, because I've done the best I could do. And whatever happens, it's his process. And so thank you for sharing that, Shawnee. I really needed that.
My pleasure, beloved.
Calling her out. Thank you for calling out Meika, just letting, because every time you call somebody out, that's when the juice of the meat really start coming out, and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we want to really start to begin to, see how our enemy thoughts. Adam, I see Adam is up. We want to see how our enemy thoughts are cluttering our minds and redesigning our internal space and redesigning our exterior space, right? And so please join that workshop on fear so we can get underneath whatever fear is coming up and what's designing your exterior from fear, so we can clean and clear that up. Adam, if you can unmute.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Adam.
I want to say thank you for having this conversation, and I believe this conversation is well needed, because I believe what we take for granted is looking within ourselves, especially when it comes to decluttering your mind. And when you talk about the clutter that's in your mind, I just wanted to share that you have the ability to create more sanity into your life, and when within yourself, and you have a tendency to take it out on people when you clutter your mind, and when you let everything hold you back, instead of saying, hey, what is it that's holding me back? Maybe I need to take a look at myself in the mirror. And I took your course, Becoming Love, and you taught about dissatisfaction.
Absolutely. People practice dissatisfaction and they reek of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you want to start to practice satisfaction, and then you'll smell like satisfaction.
Yeah. And I just want to say that I'm very happy to have this conversation and to hear everyone's story, because sometimes it's not your true enemy that's holding you back. It could be you that's holding you back at the end of the day.
Your only enemy is fear.
Exactly.
That's it. Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
One more person, and then we're gonna move on.
All righty, let's see. I was wanting to call on Fatima. I'm not sure if she can hear me. And then someone who hasn't been in the space in a while, I'm so happy to see her, which is Lisa King.
Lisa!
Yes. So Fatima, if you can hear, sometimes I think she left. At least
Purple's in the building too.
Oh, Purple too, yes. So any and all of these individuals who we are calling on, or someone else who may want to throw their hands up. So Purple, if you would. Go ahead. She's there, Meika.
Hey, Purple.
Good morning. Hey, I wasn't planning on being on, but I'm here.
How are you?
I'm good. I gotta say, I appreciate it. I've been moving things around the whole call this morning, hanging things up, shifting things in the space, looking at the black. So already moving things. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So out of the call, other than moving things around, what you get?
Just now, I got that I am a person who's shifted to dissatisfied.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
it's in my tone, it's in my body. It's aching so bad. I got that. I also got, my mother was diagnosed with cancer in February, I think it is. And then yesterday we got another kind of unexpected shift about it. And it's been challenging. Like, she was good. I felt good after the first surgery, which was successful. I plummeted into a weird space that I've never been in. And I think from listening to Shawnee, Teresa, and everybody speak, I care to come from, I care to practice life happens and I can live with it. And so I acknowledge I'm not there.
Life does happen, right? And we get the opportunity, we get to the opportunity to see how are we going to respond to life. As we see in the news, you see how certain people respond to life just from the news, right? And we have the opportunity to choose how we're going to respond to life happening to us, whether we're going to respond to life happening to us from fear. Just think about it as a scale, right? Like, how is fear going to support you in any way?
It's not, it's feeding the dissatisfaction. Like, I'm responding from dissatisfied.
Right. Like, how is fear going to support your mother in any way? How is your fear going to support your mother in any way?
No, it won't. It's making me sick.
Right. So why we do it?
It's the lie that is coming up that I didn't know I believed in fear. I think that's what I've been practicing. I've been practicing being scared for the last few years, you know?
So here's the thing, right? So if you have, let's just say, do you believe in an energy bigger than yourself?
Absolutely.
What do you label it?
God.
All right. So you label it God. I don't care. I actually don't care what the label is.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. But what's important is that it's labeled. Right. And so in my fear course, I have on the screen, it says, is fear your religion? And people be like, oh no, not me. God's my religion. Oh no, I'm a Christian. Right? Well, I'm a Baptist. I'm Jewish. Right?
I know what I feel like I believe, but at the same time, if I look at,
wait a minute, right? And people say that and I say, okay, let's measure it. How much time and how much space do you put towards fear versus what you say is divine love or God, Allah, Jehovah? How much devotion, how much faith? Because you're going to either put your faith in fear or faith in God, or your faith in fear or your faith in divine love, your faith in fear or source energy. Which one are you doing?
I think I have the results of fear, so I have to say fear.
Right. And that's awesome that you can say it. Right. Like, I'm putting my faith in fear. Well, how insane is that when I can put my faith in love?
I'm laughing because I'm like, that's where we left off when we spoke in February, Meika. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if your faith is in love, how does that redesign the interior of your body and redesign the exterior of your life?
Wow, you know what I just got, and this is literally a conversation I had with my friend yesterday, is I need to rediscover love or practice love, because maybe I don't know it coming from love, to put the faith in love is for real.
That's it. That's fine. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's the truth. Right. But now you know what you're doing.
Right. So I can be open and curious and wonder and learn and read and study and be guided around what is love.
Right.
And what would that look like right now?
Right.
In a devotional way.
Right.
Which I feel like is God's gift. Like, God, universe exists for love, and that I get to exist. Y'all get to have me because God loves y'all to give y'all me. So it's like it's such a contradiction. I know it's in there somewhere. I know I come from love. And fortunately, my parents, my family, like, I am a love child. I come from love. So there is a discovery maybe of love.
Right. Awesome. I'm glad you got that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Shawnee, for calling me out. Call us out. Call us out. Call us in.
Hi, Lisa.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good. So what did you get from this call?
Well, one of the things that I got is that I am still very much dancing with that word fear. One of the things that I have a hard time with is I get that I need to have boundaries and standards. What I don't understand is, how do I get the people in my life to respect it now?
You can't.
Without being so demanding.
You can't.
Or without losing them.
You can't. People are going to do what they do. You can request, right? You can request people to respect. right? And then people will literally, can you respect me? Yes or no. If somebody says no, your answer is there, is not in alignment with your commitment towards respect.
So then that means that part of this change means that you probably will lose some people in your life.
Maybe.
As well.
Maybe. Right? And I'm not saying to kick anybody to the curb.
No, I don't get that
it's
at
their
all.
ultimate choice on whether they are aligned with something called respect. Right? But you have to ask it. Will you, can you respect me? They say no, right? So it's like a design job, right? When I come in and I tell the contractor, I want the sink here, and he tells me no, right? Because I think it should go here, right? And I'm like, can you or can you not put the sink right here? Is it because of piping, or is that your opinion? And they go, no, it's my opinion. Like, and they want to fight for that. And I go, no, that's fine, right? And I will fire them and move on to the next contractor.
Right.
Because it's not in alignment with the job. It's not in alignment with, or if I come in and that you put that thing somewhere else where it's in it's in the floor plan, it's in the prints, and you decided to do your own thing, right? Which sets everything off, which it 1 inch, if a contractor moves something 1 inch, it sets everything off in the wrong direction, right? And so for me, it's about communication and being in alignment with my contractor. And so with contractors, I've built relationships with them where they trust me to be in communication with me. Instead of them doing their own thing, they'll call me and say, Meika, you know, this is what's going on. I want to know if I can move this an inch over to the left or to the right. And then it gives me an opportunity to look at the floor plans to see if that's even possible. But it's a conversation at the gate so that they know that we're working in partnership, and respect and communication is key to the foundation. It's like the black legs of the chair. It's the foundation, right? Or it's going to set everything else off.
And my other fear is that I don't know how to communicate effectively where people just understand me the first time.
Right, because have you taken classes on communication? Have you read books on communication? Have you even YouTubed videos on communication or how to communicate, which is free? Right?
No.
See, it's the resources. We're so scared to go back to learning and be students so that we can be in the wonder of life. I don't know everything, but I go to YouTube University all the time. I am a graduate PhD of YouTube U, okay? That is my university. I have mastered these eyebrows because of YouTube.
I love that.
I go to YouTube U, you know? And soon I'm going to be a professor myself on YouTube. So
I agree.
Right?
Yes.
Use resources. Don't be as scared to not know. Read a book, join a class, find a communication course class. Landmark has communication course classes. Do something, right? That supports you in this thing that you say that you're committed to. Anything that you feel like you have insecurity around or doubt is because you have not practiced it.
That's true. Including telling the stories at the end of your session. That's another darn thing that I've been running from and been very successful at it. I've been to many of your classes and I don't do storytelling because I just, I feel like the ladies are so wonderful and it just does not come to me that quick and easy. So I had to tell you that too.
Right, because you fear being embarrassed.
Yes, that is true.
And that's a lie. You won't move over that hurdle until you actually read your story in session. So next class, you're number one. I'm not going to even let anybody, I'm calling on you first.
You got it. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much. Good morning, Shawnee.
So thank you, everyone. This has been an awesome, awesome session. I am so in love with your shares and the work that we did today. So let's go. So we have 31 people. So I'm going to pick 4 numbers, John. And so before I pick these numbers, I want everybody to know you have seen John Carl and you have seen his art. He is a phenomenal resource to reach out to him, to go on his Instagram page, his Facebook page, to look at his art. If you're redesigning your space, ask him questions, reach out to him about color theory and how he uses color, or commission him to do a piece or something like that, because Wu has a wealth of creatives and artists, and this is a resource. So when I'm talking to you about going to YouTube and reading books, use the resources that are also in Wu. Respond to the resources that are in Wu as well. All right, John Carl, if you can, I'm gonna pick 4 numbers. We have 31 participants, so I'm gonna pick the number 29, 22, 13, and 7. 29, 32, 13, and 7. 29, 22, 13, and 7.
So as John, you look for that, or I can support too. Can we put the slides up so you can look, and at the end we can announce the winners?
Okay, I'll put the slides up, Shawnee. Could you look for the numbers?
Sure.
So here is my contact info. Oh, okay. So here's my contact info. You can screenshot it.
Okay, I apologize for that. We're going back and forth a bit.
Okay, so this is about the special offer, right? So what I'm giving is 2 Wu participants will receive a 45-minute complimentary coaching session, and that will be the first 2 numbers, which is 29 and 22. And then the 2 participants will receive complimentary access to my part 1 course, which is Exposing Fear, right? And that is going to be on May 13th. The people who have already registered and took that course, there's going to be a part 2, and that's going to be on May 27th. So they'll call out those numbers for those winners of that. And then the next slide. So here's my contact information. If you want to register for the courses, I'm going to put that link up on my Facebook page. If you're following me, I'll also put the link up in the Wu page. So if you want to register for the course as well, you can screenshot this page. And then you have my email, which is meikaj74@gmail.com. You can email me as well if you want to register for the course.
All right, Meeks. I have the first 2, and that's Tina, and then also Cheryl.
Awesome.
Cheryl Glenn. And
okay.
I'm sorry, I'm saying Tina. Lord, sorry, Trina. It's Trina Fowler.
So that is for the 1-hour session.
Yes, the first.
So Trina, if you can unmute, are you a yes?
Let me make sure I'll invite her to unmute. Trina, there you go.
Yes, I'm here. I'm a little weather, so I'm just listening.
So you're a yes?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you want to reach out to me so we can set up a time for our coaching call.
Okay.
Awesome.
And you know I'm a yes, Coach Meika. Of course, I love you.
Okay, so just reach out to me and we'll set up for our coaching call. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. And what is so awesome, because Ariane worked with you early on, is that she is the next person that won, Ariane.
Oh, awesome. So she'll be in fear.
Okay.
Ariane, are you a yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
Look at you manifesting.
See? already
Yes.
transforming.
Ashe. And then the next person I think is connected to you, because I don't recognize the name, but it's Janice.
Janice.
Or maybe not.
Yes.
Hi, Janice.
I'm Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Hi.
So are you a yes?
I guess so. This is my second time listening, so I'm just getting acclimated to what everyone is doing. So that is a yes.
Okay, so you just won the session in my class on May 13th, and it's from 6 to 9. And what you want to do is you want to take my information down. It's right here, up here, right now. You
Yes,
want
I'm
to take my
taking
information
a picture
down.
right now. I'm getting used to the technology too. That's not my forte, but I'm going to practice more.
There you go. You're going to practice. Mm-hmm. And so you can take my information down, and then you'll get you'll see, I can send you the link, and you can register for the course. Okay.
Okay, then.
Awesome. Congratulations, Janice, and welcome to Wake Up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so this is the love offerings and donations. And you can Zelle QuickPay to soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, or you can Cash App Spirit of a Woman. And the code is hashtag 315MJ. And that is if you want to send any love offerings to myself. I always give my love offerings to the admin team because they are so resourceful. They are the ones that just really have Wake Up happen. And I just want to, what you give to me, I want to give back to them, because they are, really serving us by having all the bells and whistles together, so we as facilitators can come on here with ease and do our thing. And so I love them for that. And you can send all love offerings to me, which I send to the admin team. So thank you. Next slide. And look who we have coming up on Sunday. It is Kadeem, and we're going to be clapping, and we're going to be cutting cords and manifesting. He is the manifesting master, and we are going to have fun. So please join us on Sunday, May 2nd for Welcome to Your Divine Energetic Spa Day. Yes. So register for that. Kadeem is on Sunday. Next slide. And so if someone wants to, Shawnee, if you want to take over this one.
Yes, sure, Meika. And you just pretty much did this anyway when you welcomed, I don't remember her name, but you welcome a new member.
Janice.
And that's what we're doing here. We're welcoming all new members. If you're a new member, your first or second time, if this is your first week, your first 2 weeks, share in the chat. Let us know that you're new here. We want to welcome and embrace you with a love that resonates throughout this community. We are a family. This is Wake Up Everybody Nation. So we thank you for joining us. A community where we choose to awaken, transform, and ascend. You can find us here in a doing live Zoom workshops on Sunday, Tuesday.
Say it red. It needs to be charged.
Lisa, you're off mute.
Sorry.
Thank you. You can find us here Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And if the conversation is juicy and enlightening like it was today, we do go over a little bit for the sake of total unpacking of the session. And Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. And we're always streaming live on Facebook. We invite you to check out our Woo Swag, bit.ly/Woo Swag, where you can find your mug, mask, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and other product which is coming soon. We invite you to wear the colors. Let others know where you represent, where your energy represents, how we vibrate here. And the colors and the logos say that clearly. I look forward to seeing Woo swag in the streets. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And again, we invite you to stay in touch. We have several ways in which you can do that. First, you can register at bit.ly/wake up movement, or you can go to Facebook, bit.ly/Woo community. That's where you can greet and share anything you got from today's session. You can do that in the community. Get out there in the village and talk to people. Share your experiences. Share what came up for you today. You know, share with Meika. She'll be there interacting, responding to the comments and such on Facebook.
Yes, all those people who are on Facebook, y'all already know. After this session, I come into Facebook, I answer those questions. So whatever questions you have, go into that Facebook chat, come back, rewatch the session, and I will be in the Facebook chat answering questions and responding to people in Facebook.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And you can find us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. You can check us out on YouTube University. That's one of Meika's favorite places, and you can find Woo there too. bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And again, you can contact us directly through email at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Today is Thursday, everybody. So on Thursday, we invite those who may be interested in joining our volunteer team. Today, we are asking you to reach out to that same email, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Share your interests there. We'll be back next Thursday, for the live interactive session where you can do it. You can ask your questions and hear from other members of the volunteer team on how you can participate, interact with, and develop your skills, develop who you are, and build your interior from the inside out. You do that, you can extend that opportunity by being a volunteer. You see me here, many of you have seen me grown here on Woo, and it's because of being here every day. I said, I'm a student of Woo University, and you've seen me grow and getting my PhD. I'm not sure if I have it yet, but I'm getting there. So I invite you to join the team and develop your intelligences. Thank you so much, family. At this time, I am going to ask you to unmute and share your love for today's session with Sister Meika. So happy to have you back. Look forward to seeing you again. And I love you, Meika. I love you. We love you
too.
Thank you, Meika.
Thank you,
Thank
you,
Sister
Meika.
Thank you, Sister
Meika.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you. This was amazing.
Thank you, baby. This has been a wonderful session, as usual.
And we in
progress.
Thank you.
Because you are just
Interiors of our lives. You are really lovely, and I can't
Love
wait
y'all.
to be in the next workshop.
Words and
Thank you,
empowering
thank you
Thank
on the
you
second year
very much.
workshop in May. Oh my God,
Looking
this is
forward
just
to it.
absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful. What a great way to
Only
start the day.
blessings.
I
Thank
really
you,
learned a
sisters.
lot.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to incorporating
Let's
it.
move
So
forward,
thank you
everybody, and I
so
I
love
was
much.
y'all.
late to the session, very late to the session, but I was called on and I showed up and got my information. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm
You're
gonna go
welcome.
further. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Yes, you too. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings, family. Love y'all.
Thank you.